Hello and welcome to the Buzzerbeater Show, episode 11. My name is David Jones, and today, probably not going to have that long of a podcast, but at least I think so. Because today we're going to talk about Space Jam and my mixed opinion to it. So, if you don't know what Space Jam is, it's a movie that came out in 1995, and it's basically Looney Tunes and Michael Jordan mixed together into a movie. Yes, if you don't know who the Looney Tunes are or Michael Jordan is a basketball player, and the Looney Tunes are like a group. Cartoon group? Yeah, there's Bugs Bunny and all those guys. I mean, I don't know all of the names in English. I know them in German, but not in English. And so Warner Brothers bought the rights for Jordan and Looney Tunes, which probably was a lot of money. And they also brought him some legends from the 90s. Patrick Ewing, Sean wait, Sean Bradley? Right, that tall guy. Muggsy Bogues, the shortest guy at the time, and Charles Barkley. And the movie is about, so basically Michael Jordan retires. And by the way, this is my first ever movie review of but it's a basketball movie, so yeah, it counts. So the movie is about Michael Jordan. He retires from playing baseball. Then um he starts playing baseball, and the he gets like sucked into a hole when he plays golf with Larry Bird and wait, and the guy he played with three guys. I think he played with also Wayne Knight was also there, the guy from Seinfeld. Right, Bill Murray. So uh Larry Bird and Bill Murray are playing golf with Michael Jordan, and Wayne Knight, the like um, Newman from Seinfeld. He's like the he takes like care of the golf clubs and stuff, and so he got sucked into a hole. And now the weirdest thing comes. They don't really care about it, and they just walk back to the car and say like, "Oh, you think he's gonna be fine? Oh yeah, he's going to be fine." Like Michael Jordan, the biggest star in the NBA at the time, is yeah, he's gonna be fine. Like, what is this? I mean, come on, a little more acting, please. And I am like, and I like when real people and cartoons are mixed, and the story is actually pretty good, but just okay. First, let me continue with the story. So they like they go back home, and Michael Jordan gets like he flies through a Warner Bros. Poster and lands in um where the Looney Tunes live, and the Looney Tunes, they challenged a faraway species of aliens to play basketball with them, and the aliens stole the powers from Charles Barkley, Patrick Ewing, Sean Bradley, and Muggsy Bogues. So they stole the powers of those, and you can actually see like in the movie how they lose their powers and stuff. And so like they lose their powers, and they get the powers, and the planet where they come from has an owner that owns a theme park, but the theme park is not doing as well, and he challenges Michael Jordan to a game of basketball, and who wins when the alien planet wins, Michael Jordan's gonna be like a special attraction, gonna sign autographs and stuff, and gonna play 1v1, but like really unfair conditions, so he can't score and stuff, and only the kids can score. So really brutal and stuff for him because Mr. Super competitive. And then, but in return, if the Looney Tunes and Michael Jordan win, the aliens are just gonna disappear from the planet, from the place where the Looney Tunes live. And so like they get the powers and stuff, and they think they're a lot. They think they're already lost to Looney Tunes because they have the powers of like the really great NBA players. But then Michael Jordan comes and um, they win the game by Michael Jordan dunking from the like you. This is what I don't like about this movie. Like he jumps from the other side of the 3 point line. He jumps, stretches his hand out like in a cartoon. It looks really bad, and then he just drops the ball in the other net. So one side of the it's not even the 3 point line. It's the other 3 point line. So he jumps from there, just lets it fly, and it goes in, and they win the game. But I mean, the cartoon is funny, and I mean, and at the beginning of the movie is like a sequence where Michael Jordan is just shooting as a kid, and he's not missing. I think that's like really cute, and like all the basketball footage of him playing in the NBA before he retired with baseball is also cute, like a cute montage and stuff. It's cool, and yeah, it's just, I mean, it's a really cool thing with Looney Tunes and Michael Jordan, and they merge together. But I think just sometimes the acting and stuff, like Michael Jordan is playing himself, Bill Bradley and Larry Bird are not caring, and Larry Bird is not a really good actor. And it's just like, I sometimes I just watch this movie and I don't know what is happening. And yeah, so in the Jordan doc, you also saw, like already talked about, it's not like episode, I believe it was episode 5 of the Jordan doc, something like they talk about Looney Tunes, and he invited like all the NBA All Stars, or like all the good players to play with him at the practice facility, because they bought there was like a big court in Los Angeles. It was like practice facility, and he had to like, because he played baseball and he came back from baseball, and he played like the playoffs, and he lost to the Magic, and he wanted to come back in basketball shape. So he played All Stars, gained weight for his upper body, and also a little more for his like a basketball body and a baseball body are not really the same. In baseball, you're more focused on speed. I mean, in basketball, you also have to be speed, but just basketball is jumping, so it's a little different. You have to train a little more different to become like an elite super athlete like Jordan was, and it's, I think, just except for the part, I really like the part of him playing the All Stars on the main court, actually where it got filmed. Except for that, it's just too. It's a little overhyped. It's just. I know a lot of people like the movie, and but it's just. How can I, like, it's too corny. It's just this cartoon thing with the like with the people. I like it, just sometimes really unrealistic and stuff, and I just don't really like the movie that much. Um, I would say there are way better basketball movies like White Man Can't Jump, or Coach Carter. If you don't know those movies, great movies. I would just, you can also watch. I mean, if you don't actually like know what I'm talking about, is you should watch Space Jam. And I hope LeBron is gonna bring out a um I hope LeBron is gonna come out with Space Jam 2. Um, I think it's just so hyped because Jordan is in it. I mean, they bought it. I mean, the only really great. There are a lot of good things, but not great things. Like really, only great thing is that Jordan and the Looney Tunes merged, and it's just it's bad graphics. I know it's the '90s and not the it's not 2020. It's the '90s. Still, I don't really I don't really like this movie. I don't like it's too I just don't like it. It's yeah. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's it's just too much too casual and for NBA fans. Like just casual and before. Oh, I know Michael Jordan. I don't I don't even have to know the other four guys like Patrick Ewing, Bill Bradley and Muggsy Bogues and Charles Barkley. Yeah, it's just too casual if you know what I'm talking about. And yeah, my favorite scene of this movie was probably um was also like where they show like what would have happened to Jordan if he um no let me rewrap that. So I have two I'm gonna call out my most scariest what I thought was like really like frightening scene of the movie. I mean, I watched it like and I was a kid and stuff, a little younger, and I thought it was a little scary. And the my favorite scene. So my favorite scene was probably the one where they actually finally no, where they go to a meeting and like the kids of Jordan are watching the Looney Tunes of an episode, and then the Looney Tunes just vanish, and they go like to the court, and because they want to talk with the aliens about the deal, and the Looney Tunes on the screen they just vanish and they just walk away, and they're like on the jump rope and stuff, and they just walk away. That what I think that was really clever. That was a cool scene. And the most scary scene was probably the scenario what would happen to Jordan if he loses. And I mean this movie also shows how competitive he was, and yeah, it's just too Jordan stuff, and yeah. So this is already the end. Yes. If I should maybe do another podcast about this where I will talk a little more detail about it. I know I talked detail about it. Just I don't really think there's so much more to talk about. I don't know. If you want to have a second episode to it, just write it down in the comments. And please leave a like if you like this and subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Until next time, peace!